So as we say, we've had, Tanzania's Precision Air having sold less than half its initial public share offering, and one would assume that it's not the reaction you were anticipating.
Sorry, say that again?
Take us through the kind of response from your end to the undersubscription we've seen of Precision Air's IPO yesterday.
Okay. Thank you very much. One thing I would like to say about the IPO is first to give the background of why we went into the IPO. And we had two objectives, two main ones. And one was to raise money to finance our expansion. And the second one, which was the primary one, was to get more shareholders onto the airline, because as you know, we had only two shareholders. That is Mr. Michael Shirima, who is a local Tanzanian, and Kenya Airways, who was owning, Michael Shirima was owning 51%, Kenya Airways 49%. So we went into the market with that objective of raising money and getting more people on the airline, especially the Tanzanians. Now,
what's your assessment, Alfonse, though, of the kind of appetite that's out there right now? Because as you say, you wanted to increase public ownership of the airline and retail investors were primarily target, but it seems like strong competition's come through from the likes of Tanzania breweries. That's up for share placement as well. And it seems like investors are holding back cash. So investors are pretty selective right now. What are you making of the kind of investor appetite that's out there?
Okay, what we have, of course, we had also this parallel run from Tanzanian breweries, but I must say the response we got from people, the individuals, was overwhelming, because we got over 6,000 people who came on board, and this is despite the economic hardships that we have with the dollar and the shilling misbehaving this way. I think it was good response as far as the numbers are concerned. Now, when it comes to the amounts, yes, we did not meet the target, but again, what we are saying is that we've gotten also some people, even after the IPO, private equity, who wanted to go along with us. But what we have decided to do is to relook at the plans that we had. And actually, we are still continuing with the plans as they are. Only what we have to do is the approach is going to be slightly different. But what we put in the prospectus is what we are going to pursue.
Take us through that approach, because, I mean, we're looking at the funds needing to have been raised to finance expansion of your fleet. You've managed to collect 11.84 billion shillings, but you were targeting 28 billion shillings. So that leaves you with quite a shortfall.
Yeah, that's correct. But you see, when you look at our plan, and of course, when you look at the business, we are talking about fleet expansion. That's where the bulk of the money was going to be spent on. But again, we are looking at other options of leasing rather than purchasing, outright purchase. You can lease, and of course, many airlines also do that. So we are looking at a blend between the two. Yes. A few to be owned and the rest to be leased, and that is what we are pursuing now. When you look at spares as well, we are looking at two options. Rather than purchasing and stocking a lot of spares with us, which would also tie the cash, we are looking at signing up with some companies like Sabina Techniques. In fact, we have an arrangement with them, and for pool access. And therefore, that, when you look at that, it reduces the need for all that cash to be tied into that.
So it's changing your approach. What about your funding plans? I mean, are there alternative funding plans in the pipeline?
Sorry?
Are there alternative funding plans in the pipeline?
Yeah, we are saying when it comes to, if it were to come to that, still, we are convinced that we can still go ahead with what we've gotten, and we are not going to change the business model or whatever we have planned. But I also did say that even now, after the IPO, we've gotten many other companies, private equity funds, other investors wanting to come along with us to give us money. And the way they would participate is in terms of preferential shares. We also have some banks who are ready to give us money. So money is actually not the real issue here. But we have all that if the need arises.